Hello guys, welcome to day 3 of your revision for 2020. So today's episode will be based on the August current affair, August 2019. We have done June, we have done July, but one thing you should know that we are showing only 10 MCQs. Okay, so this will obviously improve your confidence level, solving skills and all, but you should know that my students are doing 100 questions from each of these PDF. Okay, you are seeing just 10, so you're missing out 90 questions. So in case you have not done, and if you are liking the standard of what we are teaching, which will be obviously the most relatable to UPSC standards, you can get back to us. Okay, the test series details and all I have shown in almost every video in the last 1 month, so you can go and check that for 2020 revision packs. And we are again looking into this pack 11 now. June is done, July is done, and now August is being done, okay, in today's session. So 30-day strategy, what to do, what not to do, what should be priority, what should be less priority, that is also covered. And you should check your score. Okay, in the live chat session you keep attempting the questions, and then finally you can put the comments. Okay, like what is your score out of 10? So 8, 9, 10 is excellent, 6, 7 is good, 3, 4, 5 is revise more. Okay, that means you are not able to recall things. Okay, then 1, 2 means you are studying from some other incorrect source, and you have not covered the actual current affair which have happened and which is relevant for UPSC. So change your source, last 30 days, make use of it. Now, first question, which of the following are true regarding Surrogacy Regulation Bill 2019? Okay, so it's a bill which was passed 2019. So it bans surrogacy for NRI, PIO, that is person of Indian origin, foreigners, homosexuals and singles in India. It completely bans commercial surrogacy, including sale and purchase of human embryos and gametes. So 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. So think of this. So the answer for this is both 1 and 2. Lok Sabha passed this bill that aims to ban commercial surrogacy in India. So it completely bans. So you should know what is this thing. Okay. First thing is it completely bans this thing, commercial surrogacy, and allows ethical altruistic surrogacy for needy couples. So what is that meaning? Okay, like surrogacy means practice in which women give birth to child for intending couple with the intention to hand over the child to the intending couple. Okay, meaning there will be a third woman character in this process, where she will be holding the child inside her for the couple who cannot conceive themselves. Okay, so altruistic surrogacy means only medical expenses and insurance coverage is provided by the couple to the surrogate mother during pregnancy, and no other monetary consideration. Okay, because this thing was becoming a business in India. Okay, you would have seen the movies also, like many movies are there in Bollywood which is already made on this topic, where one woman is hired to hold the child, because the celebrity couples and all these people, they don't like getting into this process, but they need a child. Okay, so that is why they pay a lot of money and all. So that is banned now. Commercial is banned, and you can do it with the closest relative or something, that I'll show you details here. So it has set up this thing also, National Surrogacy Board at the central level, and State Surrogacy Board, and appropriate authorities in the state and UTs. So eligibility, okay. So infertile married Indian couples, that is more than 5 years you are married and it is infertile, like they themselves cannot have a child, then in this case male must be between this age and female must be in between this age, and they should not have any surviving child. Okay, biological, adopted or surrogate, anything, then they are eligible. Okay, so it's like a very in a rarest case only you can do that. Then surrogate mother, we should be only close relative of eligible intended couple. Okay, having been married, having child of her own, and must be age here. So everything they have given age. So it's a very detailed bill. And besides, she can be surrogate mother only once in a lifetime and cannot provide her own gametes for surrogacy. She must also possess certificate of medical and psychological fitness for surrogacy. It allows surrogacy for only Indian citizens and bans foreigners, NRIs, PIOs from opting for surrogacy in India. It also bans single parents and homosexuals, and also couple who already have children from surrogacy. So it's a very, as I told, limited thing, and you should know this is it was a huge business in India. Okay, like foreigners and all used to come in India and do this, and women were ready to do this because they get a lot of money for that. So this is now completely banned, and this both statements are true. Okay. Second question, how many states in India has bicameral legislature? You know, like in center you have Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, like that in states also there is legislative assembly and the other one. So how many states have it? Okay, so earlier it was something, then some states make it, some states break it. So now what is the count? 4, 5, 6 or 7? Okay, so here answer is 6 now. It would have been 7 till last year when you were studying, because Jammu and Kashmir was also there. Now after Article 375, 370 is gone, that is gone. Okay, so one trick also I told you, BATUKMJ. Okay, like Batuk MJ is one thing which we tell to our students. BATUK M and J was there. Now J is gone. Okay, and I think out of this also Andhra and Telangana is trying to abolish that thing. Okay, so the how the process is, how who can do it and all. In my test series in polity, it is detailedly covered. Even in current affair, it will be there because Andhra was, I think, raised a resolution to abolish it. Okay, so as of now it is 6, but stay tuned to the current affair by the prelims time or something. If it changes, you have to learn that fact. Okay, as of now it is 6. And Article 370 becomes very important for you in mains also. Already question has come, but again maybe this year it can come in the mains. Okay, so before after you can see like special powers exercised by JNK. Now no special powers are there. Dual citizenship was there that time. Now single citizenship. Separate flag was there. Now only the Indian flag is there. Then Article 360 was not applicable. Now it is applicable. So now it is like a normal state. Okay, no reservations for minorities such as Hindus and Sikhs. Now minorities will be eligible for 16% reservation. Then Indian citizens from other states cannot buy land or property in Jammu and Kashmir, but people from other states will now be able to purchase. Okay, already news items were there where many were buying it. Now RTI not applicable. Here RTI will be applicable. Duration of legislative assembly was 6 years. Now assembly duration union territory of J&K will be 5 years. Okay, you know, it's like 2 union territories now, J&K and Ladakh. So Ladakh don't even have an assembly. Okay, it's like a proper UT. Now if a woman from J&K marries outside the state, she would lose the citizenship. Okay, but here if a woman marries out of a state or country, she will still retain all her rights and Indian citizenship. Panchayat did not have any right. Now Panchayat will have same rights as in other states. Then right to education was not applicable. Here children in the state will benefit from RT. So it's like every negativity is gone and it's all positive now. Okay, so it's very easy to remember if any statement comes also. But still for your reference, I showed you. Next question. This disease, okay, hard pad disease, recently in news. It is caused by what? Protozoa, bacteria, fungus, or virus? These are ABCD type questions, which if you have not heard or seen, then you will not be able to do. But this was a August current affair, so a serious aspirant should know. Okay, so it's popularly known as this thing, canine distemper virus. It is highly contagious viral disease that attacks intestinal, respiratory, central nervous system, immune system, and other vital organs of wide variety of animal species, including dogs, foxes, pandas, everything. Okay, so it was in news because of this. I think lions or tigers getting affected, and dogs also. Okay, so in most of the cases, this is fatal. Okay, it's considered dangerous virus and is blamed for wiping out 30% of population of African lions. Okay, so it's not something which is only in India or something. Then the virus is similar to measles virus in humans and this rinderpest virus which is there in cattle, highly contagious. And this NTCA has prepared guidelines to prevent the spillover of viral disease. So this now body is also important for you. You should know who is the chairman of this. If you know, in comment section you can tell who is the chairman of National Tiger Conservation Authority. Okay, it's a UPSC question, so you should know it. Then tiger faces glooming threat from this CDV, okay, which was from infected dogs living around the sanctuaries. So that is why tiger and dogs were affected in India in this. Now this national park becomes important, the location, it is in Rajasthan. And this finding points out that there is increased risk of disease transfer from dogs to tiger and leopards that live in the park. In 2018, over 20 lions from Gir Life Sanctuary died due to this. So if you put a statement like for the first time animals in India got infected, that also will be wrong. In 2018, it was already there. Okay, so that is the third question. Now next one. Which of the following is not part of Mekong Ganga Corporation? Okay, this was expected question since last 3 years, but UPSC have never asked this body in prelims. Okay, in mains it has come. In prelims they are not asking this much. I don't know why. So you have to prepare this. So which is not part? Okay, Vietnam, Bangladesh, China, or both Bangladesh and China. Okay, which is not part of Mekong Ganga. Mekong is a river which starts in China. This again is very important to study all the bodies. Okay, like they ask Gulf Cooperation Council, they ask G20 members, they ask G8 members. Okay, they have asked it in the last 3-4 years. So here the answer is not part is actually both B and C. Bangladesh and China is not there. Easiest way to study this is this Mekong Ganga is actually in this thing relation between India and 5 countries in the southeast, and those 5 countries are all this countries. Okay, this MLTVC, that is the code which we teach, MLTVC. Okay. Myanmar, Laos, Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia. Okay, so these 5 plus this thing, and all those 5 are ASEAN countries also. You know, there are 10 countries in ASEAN, out of that 5 is there, but China is not there. Okay, so it takes its name from Ganga and Mekong, the two civilizations. Okay, so these are the things which are in the river basin countries. Even though the thing is starting from China, China is not part of this. Okay, so 10th meeting of this thing happened in Thailand. India was represented by External Affairs Minister, and some new MGC plan for action 2019-22 was adopted. Okay, then it envisages project-based cooperation among member countries in various areas, including tourism and culture, education, public health, medicine. Okay, like this, many things are there. You should know what is BBIN. Okay, where Bhutan, Nepal, and all, India, Bangladesh will come, and like that, many are there. Okay, many small groupings are there within the South Asia. So it's not like you should study only SARC, or because people study SARC, people study BIMSTEC. Okay, people study ASEAN. Then now, because UPSC is asking RCEP since long time, RCEP 3 times question has come. So RCEP, G20, this is what students study. But you should study the small bodies also. Okay, small relations. Okay, because UPSC has GCC. Okay, now this time we are expecting a question on Islamic cooperation. Okay, Organization of Islamic States. One thing is there where Saudi Arabia is the biggest one, because their fight was happening. Pakistan was telling we'll break that into 2 and all, because they are not supporting the resolution against India and all. So that's a big issue, Pakistan versus that Islamic State body. So see to it that you prepare all these things. Okay. Now, which of the following are true about UN Convention on International Settlement Agreement, UNISA? Okay, in 2019, a very detailed question came about UNCAC and UNTOC, okay, which nobody even heard at that time. Okay, it was just mentioned in one of the statement in our resolution, something which India approved, and they asked a very detailed question like who is the member, what they do, everything. So like this, now this year's question we are telling UN Convention on International Settlement Agreement. Okay, it is also known as Singapore Convention on Mediation. It was adopted by UN General Assembly in December 2018. India has refused to sign it. Okay, so you can try elimination method. Yeah, the answer is 1, 2. If you know that India has actually approved to sign it, that is the current affair. Okay, Union Cabinet has approved signing of this agreement. Okay, resulting from mediation by India. So it that is why you can eliminate 3, and you eliminate 3, you will get the answer. Okay, UPSC will either do a current affair tweaking, or because they will not tweak the factual things. Okay, or they will tweak the date. Okay, so either here 2 has to be eliminated or 3 has to be eliminated. But current affair is what is higher priority when compared to the number. Okay, then it is also known as this thing. Singapore Convention. It was adopted by UNG on December 2018. Signing this will boost the confidence of investors. It will also provide positive signal to foreign investors about India's commitment adhere to international practice on alternate dispute resolution. It ensures that settlement reached by parties becomes binding and enforceable in accordance with simplified and streamlined procedure. It provides uniform framework for enforcement of international settlement agreement resulting from mediation, and for allowing parties to invoke such agreements akin to framework the Convention on Recognition and Enforcement of Foreign Arbitral Awards. Okay, so it is in it's all related. One is international thing and one is this UN thing. So they are telling it will be now in accordance with this thing. So India's confidence among foreign investors will increase. Okay, now because there is a proper settlement mechanism. Okay, so that's a very simple thing, but you should know it. Okay, it was taken from the government website. All these things. Now next one, golden butterfly, Maijan golden tips, and Manohari gold seen in news recently are varieties of what? Butterflies, silk, tea, or jute? So here the answer is tea. So this again UPSC is asking since few years now. Like they'll pick up some 3-4 varieties or the names of something, like maybe irrigation system, maybe rice variety, maybe jute variety, or the animal types. Okay, animal species types. Something they'll pick and ask. So here a rare variety of tea named this golden butterfly from Assam. Okay, this estate set a new record. Okay, some auction. That is why it was in news. And exotic tea, okay, taste, aroma, color, and all. That's all not very important. So in July 2019, it witnessed again 2 big records. Okay, this variety and this variety. Again, that is why it was in news. Okay, so all 3 are in the same region, Assam region, because there a lot of tea estates are there. So these are all tea varieties. Okay, just a factual thing which you have to by heart. Now this GI tag, which you should know, every year one question is expected. And one trick I already told you, which I'll tell you now, whenever match the following question comes, okay, of these kind of things, never the answer will be 1, 2, and 3. Okay, it will be never 1, 2, and 3. It will be always something will be wrong. So three options now you have reduced to. See it. Okay, Tirur betel leaf, Tamil Nadu. Then this I don't know how to pronounce this fabric from Nagaland, and this shawl from Mizoram. Okay, so which of them are matched correctly? So here again, this Tirur, if you know, it is in Kerala. So one, if you eliminate, you will get the answer. Okay, 3 and 2 and 3. But again, this one is northeast, so the name looks northeast, and you should know that both of these are from Mizoram. Okay, this and this from Mizoram, and Tirur from Kerala. This is what it recently got. Like this in our test, everything is covered. Okay, every states, every GI product I have covered in detail. It will be there in different MCQs. Like here, you learn about Kerala and Mizoram, and after this explanation, I'll give you all the other items also. Like in Kerala, there are many items. At least 30-40 items are there from Kerala which got GI tag. All the things will be listed in my test. Okay, in my full test, it is available. So study this as of now. Okay, this third one is right, but this one is Mizoram again, and this one is Kerala. Now, ocean energy. Which of the following are true about ocean energy? Okay, like you have solar energy and all. It is currently underutilized in India. Then ocean energy is not a declared renewable energy source. Like you know, solar energy, hydro energy, coal energy, thermal energy, all these are declared sources of energy. So declared renewable energy, is it declared? Okay, ocean energy. So these two statements, think of it. It's one only. It is actually underutilized only. That is why the news is the Renewable Energy Ministry has approved proposal to declare ocean as a renewable energy. So it has recently declared it. So this becomes false. Okay, if it was like 1 year back, it was true, but now it is cabinet has approved it, so it is declared. Okay, so one only. It is underutilized as on date. India does not have any installed ocean energy capacity. It is mostly exploited through a few technologies, including wave, tidal, current energy, and ocean thermal energy. Potential areas are this thing. Okay, that also you can ask. In Gujarat area, where large backwaters and all these things are there. And it is clarified to all stakeholders that energy produced using various forms of ocean energy, such as all these things, will be considered as renewable energy. The decision will give boost to ocean energy in the country. It will make ocean energy eligible for meeting the non-solar renewable purchase obligations. Okay, now like we are all the time hearing about solar. Now this will change. Okay, now this also will be into the big picture. I think 10th question for today, last one. Child Wellbeing Index for India was in news recently. It is released by, okay, so it's not a very big report, but it was in news because of the statistics which came out. So is it like which type of body has released it? Okay, not we are not asking the name of it. So is it an NGO? Is it an intergovernmental organization? Is it a UN acclaimed research foundation, or is it a private medical campus which released this report? So the answer is an NGO. This is a child well-being index. It's a tool designed to measure and track children's well-being through 3 dimensions of healthy individual development, positive relationship, and protective context. The index has been developed by NGOs, World Vision India, and some IFMR lead. So 24 indicators were selected to compute the child well-being index. I think Kerala is the highest. Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and Himachal is the order, first 3. Kerala bagged the top spot due to its performance in health, nutrition, and education. Kerala has performed better in addressing malnutrition and ensuring child survival and access to healthy environment in terms of clean drinking and sanitation. Then Meghalaya, Jharkhand, and Madhya Pradesh at the bottom. Okay, so top 3 and bottom 3 you can just remember. UPSC rarely ask these kind of things from a very minimal kind of type of report. Then among the UTs, Puducherry led the way with a score of 0.77, and Dadra and Nagar Haveli featured at the other end with the score of 0.52. Okay, so again one more current affair which you should know is that Daman and Diu and Dadra and Nagar Haveli are now 1. Okay, there is only 1 as UT. So the number of total states and UTs will again differ. Okay, one thing is Jammu and Kashmir's change, and one thing is this UT is merging. So if you know, in comment section, tell me now what is the exact number of states and UTs in India. Okay, like 28 states and 7 UTs, or 29 states and 6 UTs. What is the number? Okay, that's a very confusing thing for most students because you did not know about this current affair. Okay, so please tell in comment section so that others also know the final count as of now. Okay. Okay, one more question is there. Development banks was seen in news recently. It is being envisioned to provide long-term credit for capital intensive investment, short-term credit for social development, short-term credit for farmers, or loans for human capital. Capital intensive, social development, farmers, human capital, long-term or short-term. Yeah, the answer is long-term credit for capital-intensive instrument. Okay, so these are again, like, you should know, there are payment banks, there are small finance banks, there are wholesale bank. Okay, all these things are different types of banks, and UPSC have asked about everything of that. Okay, so development banks can be a potential question. So see to it that you read this explanation. Okay, because I don't want to take a lot of time explaining all these things. Whatever I told is the crux of is credit for capital-intensive instruments. Okay, so promote here long-term investment. Such kind of things you will see. It has been successful in China, Germany. So you can, if you put like development bank is a Indian concept and no other country has it, that will be a false. Okay, so here this minister has told this. Okay, credit enhancement for infrastructure, housing, and all these things. And here a detailed link I have given where you can read again and make notes for your mains also, because mains such questions come. Explain development bank. Okay, 10 marker and all will come. You have to explain. So that is the 10 questions for today. So like I told, these are all taken from pack 11, and like that every test I'll see in 30 days anyway. 30 tests only I can take. Totally we have 63 tests. Okay, so you people will see only 300 MCQs who are watching these videos, but my students will get 6,300 MCQs. Okay, from 6,300 MCQ, random 300 only I will be showing in the 30 days. So you can learn, but you will be nowhere near my students. Okay, so that is the only thing. So it's up to you. Else you can come back for 2021 enrollment, where it will be 75 tests, where it will be 7,500 MCQs. Okay, it will be a more detailed and disciplined one. So I'll come up with the next video soon for a 3 free test. To see the test PDF and all, I'll send you an email if you send me the code 3 free to this email ID. Okay, so I'll come with the next video tomorrow 9 PM. Till then, enjoy learning. Thank you and have a nice day.